Welcome back to Sweet Death Entertainment. I'm AJ Motts.
And I am RJ Stone.
And this is our first video of 2023, so we're gonna go old school.
That's right, so grab your fake ID, a bottle of Boone's Farm, and let's get ready to party.
Welcome back. Like I said, we're gonna go old school, but first we wanted to share a bit of sad news with you.
Yes, unfortunately, folks, we lost a great one just a couple of days ago. In case you didn't hear, a legendary producer, writer, director, friend, music aficionado, and a former interviewee here on the program, Mr. Bob Nalbandian, passed away, and the metal community is extremely, extremely saddened by this. So we send nothing but our most sincerest condolences out to his family. We really did lose one of the great ones.
Yeah, and everybody's been posting about how they missed him, how they knew him, where they knew him from. Everybody just knew him and loved him, and we were very sad to see that he unfortunately passed away way too early.
Yeah, so if you want to go back and check out the video that we did with him last year, please do, and then just search him on the internet and you're going to see everybody's coming out of the woodworks, like AJ just said. The Hetfields, the Mustaines, everybody are just saddened by this. So that's kind of why we're going retro with this episode. So what are we doing? Well, guess what? Back in the 80s, that's why we're having some fun here. There was a little band that became a not so little band out of Orange County and has since disbanded. But because everything that's old is new again, we are happy to announce the re-release or the remetaling, the remastering of the band Child Saint.
Yeah, they were one of those LA bands that was making big noise on the Strip and all throughout LA, and decided to now revisit those days.
Yep.
And put out an anthology.
So this is actually the original single EP. There's 2 songs on it right here. Let's go zoom in on that. Zoom in on that, right? There we go. And they've just released this. It's actually been out for a few months now. This full anthology, which is all of their studio recordings plus a live show at the infamous Waters Club in San Pedro. So you get the DVD and the audio track of the exact same show. So if you don't have a DVD player in your car and you just want to listen to the audio, you can do that as well.
Yeah, so it's 3 discs, as RJ was saying, the original CD, the live version of the DVD, and the DVD itself at the Waters Club. So the production is it's a 1 camera shot.
It is. One VHS camera shot.
Yes.
But the audio is actually captured off the board, which I was surprised to find out, because as we were reviewing everything for this episode, I'm like, this is kind of cool audio quality. It's not what you would expect to hear from a camera. So we verified it.
Yeah, because usually when you get that VHS audio, especially these days, it's overmodulated and warbly and whatever. So this audio is actually really good audio, and especially, like I said, for being in a club. And their stage set in this club was, I mean, even for a club show, it's pretty good. They had the ramps, they had the backdrops, and they had a full-on stage production.
And a girl in a tank top in the audience right on the corner who kept getting in the screen. So, that gives it its authenticity. Yeah. So, just a little brief history on the band. The recordings that are done here are primarily the classic Child Saint lineup, which consists of Bob McCormick on vocals, Steve Harden on bass, John Spector lead guitarist, Brian Scott lead guitarist, and with all with all candor and all honesty, Gary Schultz on drums. And yes, Gary has been a friend of mine for almost 40 years. So just wanted to make sure everybody understood that.
Full disclosure.
Full disclosure. Thank you very much. So the cool thing about the packaging of the DVD here, the anthology, there are vinyl releases available. There is the CD here. Everything was kind of done in a limited run because it was done out of their own pocket, basically. This part happens to be, or this package happens to be 182 out of 474. So hey, I got it in the first 200. Woo! So thanks guys for sending that off to us. But what's really cool about this is you kind of get a visual history of the band as you open the liner notes and go through everything that you see here. Their full professional bio is right in there. Now, I'm happy to say that the information that's in the liner notes came off of this actual bio because, like I said, We've had this vinyl. I've had this vinyl in my collection for eons, ever since it came out. So we were happy enough to send this off to them. So they made their reprints from it and put everything in there.
This is the one of the inside liner note pages of all the flyers from back in the day when you had to, cut and paste literally with scissors and glue and put things on a piece of paper, then go down to your local copy store and make 500 copies and go to your local hardware store, grab a staple gun, and put it on every telephone pole up and down the strip.
I was gonna say, you staple them to everybody's windshield. So one of the cool things about this, another cool thing I should say, is when you go through this, and we're gonna go through the liner notes here in a second, but on the back, you see this history of the band. A lot of these nightclubs no longer exist. These guys are from Orange County. But you've got Sunset Strip clubs here. You've got Pomona clubs here. You've got stuff from Winter Park, California. And what's even more fun is to look at every single one of these and look at all of the bands that these guys played with. Now, if you've never heard of Child Saint before, okay, that's easily understandable. They were definitely influenced by the stuff that I liked listening to and that AJ liked listening to. Maiden, Steve Harden, might as well call him Steve Harris Harden. Okay, right? Let's be honest. Priest, Raven, I hear a little bit in there. There's definitely a Queensryche emphasis as well. So that's what these guys were going for back then, because these are the bands that were hot, that everybody was trying to get a hold of.
And it makes sense because they formed in 1984. This was recorded in 1988.
Yes.
So that's right in the heart, in the meat of that 80s metal scene that LA became known for.
That's right. So now when you watch the DVD, you're going to see the full performance. It's 10 tracks. And it's kind of interesting how it's shot, because it was shot from above, right? So you're looking kind of down on the stage. But the quality is actually pretty damn good for it being 37 years old, 36 years old. What did it, 88?
Yeah, for being VHS converted to digital.
That's right.
They did an amazing job.
But the cool thing about it, and we sat and watched this on a nice big screen to have some fun with it. Because it's a single shot, the camera is actually fixed. Okay, so the camera's not wobbling, so it's not somebody's on their handheld like this, because that drives me up a freaking wall and I always get a headache. So it was definitely on a tripod.
And I think it was like controlled by a board or something, because it would just go, it wasn't like, but like I said, it wasn't wobbling.
Yeah, it wasn't wobbling. So let's dive into the audio CD. So the audio CD is 10 or 11 tracks. Here. 10 tracks.
Yep.
Of everything that they put out. And they've been remastered very meticulously, I might add. Remastered in Grapevine, Texas, where Steve Harden, the bass player, now lives. Close to worldwide headquarters for Sweet Death Entertainment, located in Dallas. There we go. And they put a nice packaging together as well, as you can see here.
Yeah, there's a lot of pages. It's all the lyrics and the story and tons of photos from back in the day, color, black and white. And like we said, we talked about all the flyers.
That's right. Now, we'll go back to the flyer in a second. Little folklore here, little music history, a little lesson you may not know about one of the tracks on the CD. Happens to be the title track, Child Saint. Okay. Legend has it. Actually, it's not legend because it's been verified.
Because it's true.
It is true. One day, Dave Mustaine decided to give the band one of his riffs because he thought he'd never do anything with it. Wasn't one of his favorites. The band turned that into Child Saint, the title track, which when you listen to this, you can definitely hear it's Mustaine. There's
definitely a difference between Child Saint and the sound of the other songs.
There is, absolutely. Well, guess what? Mr. Mustaine happened to hear that song on the local show that used to be on Sunday nights on KNAC, the FM, hosted by Craig Williams. I'll give Craig a little plug. Dave got a little miffed, we're going to be very polite, that he wasn't given songwriting credits. So he then went and turned
that same riff
into Polaris. So if you want to have some fun, listen to this and then go and listen to Polaris. Now, the band would officially like to acknowledge, and they have acknowledged, Dave Mustaine does have writing credits for their song Child Saint. So a little bit of metal history right there.
Yeah, and back then, especially that early days of the early 80s, when everybody's maybe in a band, but they're always searching for that next band that can maybe do a little bit better, or the next musician that could add to the band. So everybody was like swapping bands and moving from band to band and around and around. The other thing that is of notice of this band when you're listening to them is how tight they were. They have a couple songs where they're doing dual solos, and these guys are just note for note the whole time. So you can tell they put in the work and they put in the time to develop their skills together as a team, as a band.
Yes, they did. Now, I was fortunate enough to see the band several times way back when. One of the things that they did was, and they were kind of like one of the founding bands, artists that did this, is they used to host these party buses that would go up to Hollywood. We'd all pay a couple bucks. Some of us were underage, some of us weren't. And we'd hop on this bus, and there would be kegs and other things. And we would party from Orange County up to the bus, up to the club, excuse me, to go see these guys. And they are tight. So when you watch the video, you see the production that they put on, dead right on. They were just as tight as anybody that was out there at the time. And and we're talking the big signed acts. That's what they were doing. They were emulating their heroes, and they successfully pulled it off.
Yeah, and it's I can only imagine. I did not get to see them, but I'm sure it was a fun party show, as a lot of the shows in the 80s were.
Absolutely, absolutely. So the CDs are sold out. These are gone. However, there are still a few of the colored vinyl. There's red and black vinyl. Rumor has it that the label does want to put more out. So if you show the demand for wanting the CD, and we'll put the contact information to get in touch with the band all right below here somewhere, right? There we go. Okay. I'm sure they'd be happy to, just put that anywhere. I'm sure they'd be happy to take your cash and help support this project that they basically put, it was a project of love. You know, they put their hearts into it, and there you have it. What else?
Standard jewel case problem.
Yeah.
Those things, wings, break all the time.
Why not?
How many blank, empty jewel cases did you buy?
That's right. I used to
let
sell
us know
them.
down below.
That's right. How many did you have? How many times did you buy extras in cases, right? Guys, next version, let's put it in Digipack. Because, So, now we get the rip, right? Because the little things in the center here, these suck. Okay, I've already got two that are broken.
Yep.
So, anyhow. All right, the band is Child Saint out of Orange County. Go get their stuff, find them, write them, do whatever you got to do. And I think that's it. So,
go check them out.
That's
and we will check you out real soon.
That's right. I am RJ Stone.
I'm AJ Motts.
Stay metal.
Sacrifice nothing.
This is Sweet Death Entertainment. So grab your parachute pants and your Reeboks and let's go down in style.
So tuck your jeans inside your boots and let's hit the strip.
So grab your shoulder pads and your shin guards, because this one's gonna get rough.
So put on your leather jacket with no shirt and show off what God gave you.
And don't forget to grab your favorite scent of Speed Stick. By Menon. So grab your zebra spandex and your bandana and let's get ready to tumble.
So grab your shredded acid wash jeans and your cut-off tank, because the bulge has gotta breathe.
Woo! So girls, grab your Aquanet, your lip gloss, and your eyeliner.
Guys too.
Oh, that's right, huh? Forgot this audience.
Yep. And head to the bar for that $3 DJ special Long Island iced tea for the next 10 minutes.
And everybody make sure you hit up Crystal for those $2 shots at Kamikazes.